who knows? I think there's so many stories that he's told me. I get them mixed up. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, that's cool. You get like a whole view into your dad's past, like just
Your
from these
parents never tell you
stories.
stories?
Uh, Not very much, but I do remember a few couple ones. Uh, but not nearly as much in detail, and I don't think the same value. Like how you described it, it seems like your dad told you a lot of stories, and with my parents, at least the ones I can remember, I can probably count on like one hand, two hands maybe. So it's
Yeah, I can
not a
probably
lot.
also count them on two hands, but it's like
Okay.
I still get them mixed up. He tells them to me very frequently, is the thing. So it's like,
Hmm.
oh, this point
Are they
again.
supposed
And
to be
so then,
life lessons?
no, it's mostly stories of him getting hurt, really. Like,
That's a kind of lesson. Just don't do what he did.
yeah. Like one time he was walking to school, and this like rogue scooter came out of nowhere and ran him over.
What
Um,
the hell?
yeah, yeah, that was really bad. And he still has like a scar to this day. It's like,
What's the lesson from that?
I don't think there was a lesson. I thought I told you. Like, just him getting hurt. Another time he was playing soccer or whatever, and he was like, I don't know, playing barefoot because he's Indian or something, right? Um, and the ball came and like hit his toe in such a way that it like stuck straight up or
The
something.
toe?
Toe.
Oh, jeez.
Um, and then so he went into a lot of detail that I won't share, but he had to
About
go
the
to the
toe?
doctor to get it, yeah, to get it reset. Uh, yeah, I think there's another one. Um, he like hit his head or something, and he like saw stars or something. There was another one when he was like going to see a cricket match, and there was a lot of people there, right, trying to get inside. And when they opened the doors or whatever, there was like a huge flood of people going into the doors. Um, and so he just kind of got like pushed up, right? And he thought he was gonna like suffocate, you know? Like, there was so many people, and he was like pushed up against the wall.
Oh,
Um,
wow. That's really scary.
yeah, yeah. And so he was able to make it to like the door, like where the gap, like where the hinges are. And he like stuck his nose through,
To
and so I was
breathe?
able to breathe. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, Yeah, it's like a whole lot of stories of that. Like it sort of makes you not want to go to India ever.
And these are all
But
like from him growing up in India.
yeah, yeah, this is all from him growing up.
Yeah, that
Um,
unfortunately that makes it seem like I mean, I feel
no,
like
some of them aren't all so bad. Yeah, he told me about the first time he ever had a Coke.
Coat, COAT.
Coke,
Oh,
Coca-Cola.
Coke. Okay.
Um, he had like just landed in the US or whatever. He was hungry, so he got some food or whatever. And the Coke was like a few cents, and he bought
Oh,
one.
wow.
um, And it was like the most amazing experience he'd ever had.
Does he still like Coke now?
Drinking that Coke. Yeah, yeah. We
Oh.
were a Coke family. Uh,
Wait, was the first Coke that he had, was it in one of those like glass bottles and not
I
canned?
don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
He didn't say. Um, yeah, and then I don't know. It told me a lot of stuff about the U.S. and
Back
how it
then,
was like
when he
so different.
arrived,
Yeah, yeah. It's so different from where he came from. Um, yeah,
what was like
he has lots of
what
stories.
was the big difference that
I
what
don't
was it?
know. It's just like the way things are done. It's like it was different. Like growing up, he had like a black and white TV. Um, presumably no air conditioning, if I had to take a guess.
That sounds
Um,
awful.
yeah, so, I mean it's different.
Certainly.
So your parents, I mean, you have immigrant parents, right?
Right. But like I said, I don't think they told a lot of stories. I know one story, which this is the one story that really actually there's another story that stuck in my mind, but this one uh was I think after my parents got married, like right after they went out to celebrate or something. And it was like during the winter. So there's like this stretch of road that like winds through the forest to go to like a rose garden or something. It's like
Hmm.
yeah, it's like a rose garden in Oregon in the Portland Rose Garden. And it was since it was in winter, I think the road iced over. So
Oh,
I'm pretty sure how the story went. I'm very fuzzy about the details, but I think the gist is right after their wedding, they went on the car slash road to try and go like to the Rose Garden to get photos, and I think they got into a car accident right after.
oh shit.
As in like it kind of slipped off the road. I don't think anybody was hurt or
Yikes.
anything, but like it's kind of a bummer.
So all your stories are also about your parents getting hurt.
That's like the solo story, but yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of another story. My dad has a very similar story also. He was on some like road trip with some of his friends. I don't know when this was, when it happened, how it happened. Okay. This is just, I don't think he's ever actually told me the story. It's just something that he tells people at parties. Um, and I'm like, I just happen to be listening. Um, but he was like driving down the road or something. Um, I think in the passenger seat. And so he kind of drifted off to sleep. Next thing he knows, the car is like, it like crashed, it like went off the highway, right? And it crashed into a tree, like on the side, like in a ditch on the side of the highway. Um, and then some tree like on the side fell and like slammed into the car or whatever. And where it fell was like in the back seat, and I totally crushed the back seat. And there were three people in this car, and so the guy sitting in the back just so happened to be on the other side of the car. If he was on the other side, he would have been like crushed by the tree. So it was like insane luck that nobody was like seriously hurt. And so everyone was like, "What the heck just happened?"
Wait. I think I missed something. How did the car crash?
I don't know. My dad said that he was asleep, right? So
Wait,
it's
but
like,
did the other two people not know either?
well, I mean, I'm sure they knew, but my dad was telling it from his perspective. You know, it's a story. You only
Oh,
get bits and
okay.
pieces, Patrick. So
Okay.
sit along for the ride, all right?
I'm too inquisitive. I gotta know.
Yeah, this is like third-hand information already. Okay, it might not have even happened. Um, and so they got out of the car, you know, and they started like walking up the highway, like up to the highway. You know how highways are sometimes like elevated. Um, so they were like walking up to the highway, and then the ambulance comes, right? They hear like sirens or whatever. Uh, and so the guys get out of the ambulance or whatever, and they were like, um, so like, where are the people in the car or whatever? And they were like, where are the people in the car? And the people on the ambulance were like in disbelief, like, have you survived that? um, and so that was like, they got very lucky. My dad was
Yeah.
really lucky to be alive, honestly.
I mean, wait, are there other
For
near
all the
death?
things I've heard.
Oh, like
I mean, I've
getting
already
run
told you
over?
like
Yeah.
three.
Wait, that's true. Those are pretty crazy. Luck's on his side.
Hmm. My mom's like stories are even crazier.
Right. I
Uh,
think you've told me some of I don't think her story specifically, but like her family's
uh-huh.
uh
My mom was
from
very young, so it's like, uh,
so it was her story also like leaving Nicaragua.
mm, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, she had a tough time. Really, she lost everything. Her
it's
family
pretty
lost everything.
crazy. Do you know how your parents met?
UT Austin.
Oh, so
Hmm.
both of them went there?
Hmm.
Oh, unfortunate. I mean,
Why
no,
is
no.
that
I
unfortunate?
was saying unfortunate in that you did. It's not a diss to UT Austin. I said unfortunate in that you didn't go there. So
Oh,
then it would
yes.
be like a continuation, right?
No, you also should have accepted me. And then
Hey, your
my
brother can still go there and
yeah, continue the
continue it.
tradition.
Do you know the more details of how they met at
Some
UT Austin?
party, I think.
Uh, that's how it
I don't
goes.
know. Yeah, just like we go to parties all the time. Uh, oh
Sociable
man,
folk, your parents?
yeah. Nah, bro, my dad, he rode a motorcycle.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up because you mentioned that to me. Like the first time I think you ever described your dad, you were like he had long hair, he rode a motorcycle. I remember those were like the two descriptions that you gave.
uh, my dad was like a cool dude when he was
Was
younger.
a cool dude. He's not cool anymore.
He's not so cool
He's just
anymore.
the dad now.
He's my dad now. Yeah. He's not cool.
Hasn't
I'm
been
kidding.
cool for 20
He's
some
a cool
years.
guy. I
Yeah.
still think he's cool.
Hey, you should tell him that after the
He's a rock
podcast,
star.
you know. Hey dad,
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I think you're a cool dude.
Yeah. I hope I made that clear to him in my 20 years. If not, I failed as a son.
Oh my God. Okay.
If not, I failed as a son, I said.
Oh, okay.
Not
I
yeah,
thought we
I
just
know.
like took a nosedive there. I was like, all right, we'll just go on with
Yeah,
that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know how my parents met, like the details, but I do remember another story. Well, it's not really a story. It's just a description of what they would do when they were. Oh, I think in that story, my dad or mom did describe how they met, but I forgot that detail. I just know that my dad like drove a motorcycle before, and like motorcycles are so prevalent in Taiwan. I bet it's
Same
the
thing in
same in
India.
India. Yeah, that's what I was
Hmm
gonna say. They're just all like there's maybe probably the same amount as cars as motorcycles. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
more.
there's very little space, right?
Yeah, that's true. There's very little
Very densely
space.
populated.
So, yeah, my dad would like take my mom on the motorcycle and go places.